Would you like to give a quick intro about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Raj Abhisar Agarwal. I'm from Agra. I did my schooling from an ICSE school, which I'm actually proud of. And I'm currently pursuing economics honors from Delhi University, SGTB Khalsa College. I'm in my third year and I'll be graduating within a month. After 2, 3 months, I'll be joining Bain and Company, a consultancy firm based in the US. And I'm a finance enthusiast, and you might be knowing me from my Instagram page at the Raj.Abhisar on Instagram. Do check that out. That'll be it about me.
So, how did you start learning about finance, and like when did you start, or how did you got that craze about finance?
So basically, I've been studying about finance and accountancy and business. Like I was a commerce student, so it was a part of the curriculum. But what I realized is that we are never taught, practical things. We are always taught about, definitions and how actually the world is in books, but we are never taught about how exactly the world works, how taxes work, and how everything. So this particular lockdown came as a boon in disguise for me. So I had a lot of free time, like others also had. My exams got cancelled, so I just started randomly reading books. So I started with Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and God, I couldn't stop before I finished that book. I remember I finished that 300-page book within like 48 hours or something, and I just went crazy after that. So that was my initial spark, and after that I started reading about finance and stock market on Varsity, the Varsity by Zerodha, the free
Yeah.
service. And from there, I knew that this is something which has been missing, and this is something which I'm finding my passion. And I started a year back, and this is where I am right now.
Yeah. So, what was something which caught your attention while knowing about it and made you curious to know more and learn more about it? Like that one crazy stuff which came into your mind, no, now I need to know about it more.
So since childhood, I'm pretty sure like majority of the viewers also have been, hearing bad things about the stock market. कि इससे दूर रहो, ये सट्टा है, ये खराब चीज है, वो वाले अंकल थे, वो बर्बाद हो गए, सारा पैसा लगा के and all that. So I'm no different. I've been hearing the same things, absolutely same things in my childhood, and that was one of the reason I never even tried to, learn about the stock market. But once when I started learning about it, what I saw was that this particular stock market, we are so lucky that we are a part of this country, and we have such a big stock market which is so liquid and has such a big capability and possibility. It has such a great potential to earn money, to learn things, and you are indirectly contributing to the economy of your country when you are investing in the stock market. I'm not talking about trading, but only about investing. So this particular thing, that I want to defy all these mental roadblocks and traditions which have been taught us since the childhood. That was something which made me go against all the rules, and I was like that I need to know this, and I need to be a part of this, and I need to change the thinking. So my particular page is also, it's like a mission to tell people that be financial literate, do invest, and it is a must that a person should do from a very starting age. And stock market is not a bad thing. It is as bad as you treat it. So if you start doing gambling, everything is bad. But if you treat it well, it will also treat you well, for sure.
Okay, this is what even I got to know about. Like my mom used to basically tell me, ये बहुत सट्टा है, वो नेबर ने पैसा लगाया था और रास्ते पे आ गए लोग 2008 के बाद. So this is what even made me feel कि यहाँ पे पैसा तो नहीं लगाना है, कुछ भी करना है, सट्टा तो नहीं करना है जिंदगी में. Then I got to know about things and stuff. Did you had any kind of money experience in your life related to finance or family's financial or any major money experience in your life which you would like to tell to people?
Sure. So I would be among the very few, and I feel really lucky and proud to be from a business class family. So my father, my grandfather, and my great grandfather, we have been in a jewelry business, and our major business was money lending. So we give loans on the basis of gold. So what Muthoot Finance do? You give them gold, they'll give you money, and they'll charge some interest. That's what we have been doing since like 100 years. Right. So since childhood, I've seen the value of money, the opportunity cost of money. Like what I've learned was that since childhood, I've been hearing paise se paisa banta hai. So I know the very importance of money, and how the things behind the dynamics, how it grows and everything. So before buying anything, like be it for 100 rupees, my mind automatically tells me that, wait a second, if I don't buy this 100 rupee thing and I invest this in my business or probably in the stock market or anywhere, I'll be earning something and not losing something, right? So what I believe is that being from a business class family, hearing my father talk about these money matters since a very small age has made me realize the actual value of money and the importance of it and what a major role it plays in the life. And the best part is that I have seen very closely that how money grows. So yeah, as I said, paise se paisa banta hai, that ideology has helped me a lot, and it has helped me to frame my psychology of money when I started in the stock market, and it is going pretty well for me. Yeah.
Yeah, even this is what happens in stock market. You invest and you get like
Exactly.
पैसे से ही पैसा बनता है उसमें.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what do you prefer, like fundamental or technical?
So what I believe is that one is incomplete without the other, and both should go hand in hand. Nobody can excel at the stock market or be all called a professional if he has a control only on one and have a basic knowledge of the other. Both are really, really, really important. And when it comes to me, like I'm not very proud to say this, but I have a better hand over fundamental analysis, and I'm not very strong at technical analysis. But what I believe is that fundamental is for choosing the stock and technical is for the right entry and exit from the stock. So both go hand in hand. One should, if you are new to stock market, if you are thinking to learn about the stock market, I will suggest you that you should learn both of them and give equal weightage to both of them. I'm also learning technical gradually. Have a good hold on fundamental, but technical is also very, very important. So there's no preference between the two. Both are equally important.
What does matter on in long term, fundamental or technical?
I believe both would matter. Like fundamental would help you to choose a stock, but technical would also assist you. Like while you are invested in a stock, there comes recessions, there come dips, there comes breakdowns and everything. So technicals will help you to exactly give you more entry points, and it will give you more opportunities when to enter a stock again and again. You know, buy on dips, averaging. So technicals help that way immensely. And if you're new to investing, if you're about to invest in a company, then technicals can give you a brilliant entry point, and it can help you save a lot of money. And you know, it will all reflect in your profit and loss statement someday.
Okay, so if I don't know anything today about stock market, should I start with technical or fundamental?
I believe that you should start with fundamental because majority of students, like at least commerce students, at least know what a balance sheet is, what a P&L statement is. For technical analysis, it can be a very confusing and very new thing for everybody. Like what is a candle, what are chart patterns and everything. Some people might find it very interesting, but I have seen a lot of people who quit the stock market because they find technical analysis too tough. So once you start from fundamental analysis, once you know that, okay, fine, my base is getting strong, then it's basically better. So you might get scared if you start directly from technical. So I would suggest you, if you're going in a organized manner, start with fundamental.
Okay, so can you tell me something about your book, which is on Amazon? You told
Yeah.
me about.
Yeah. So I wrote this book. So as I told you again, lockdown, luckily having a lot of time reading and everything. So I have, as I told you, I also have a good hold on fundamental analysis. So the name of my book is also Master Fundamental Analysis in 20 minutes. It's basically a book, a guide of my knowledge, which I have earned in last year and all my life, basically about money, about stock market. And it teaches you the art of stock picking, what I exactly see while picking a stock, the basic points which I see, which are mandatory and they're very simple. I've not tried to make it very technical. This particular book is like, it's for beginners. Anybody who doesn't know even anything, be it a doctor, be it a lawyer, engineer, anybody can read it and get to know that how to pick stocks. Very simple. And it is a very small read. You can just read it in like an hour maximum. And I believe that everyone should check it out. It's the link is there in my bio, and you'll find the link in the YouTube section too, description too. Yeah.
Yeah, video description. I'll put the link of the book. So, what do you look at before investing in a stock?
So there's a whole list of things on which I've written the book about, but yeah, I'll give you a basic summary. So there are 5-6 things which I see basically. So first is company's name, company. If I know about the company beforehand, it's better. But if I still don't know about the company's name, I see which industry it works in, and I just see from a layman's layman point of view, that okay, fine, this particular stock is in this industry, and do I believe that in coming 10 years or coming 20 years or even right now, if this particular industry is viable or not, if I or if someone else needs this particular product or raw material or whatever they make. This thing comes from the layman term, like I start by that. Second, I jump into financial statements. So I see P&L statement, cash flow statement, and balance sheet. And even among that, if you want to know a quick summary, is that in P&L statement, I first and foremost see the sales, if they have been increasing year on year, if the net profit has been increasing year on year. In balance sheet, I see things like shares, like reserves and surplus, if the reserves are increasing or not, if borrowings are there, and if they are there, if they are increasing, decreasing, it's obviously better. If the company is debt free, it's amazing, right? In the cash flow statement, I make sure that there's a positive operating cash flow and a negative cash flow of financing and investing. So there's a whole dynamics behind it, and I won't go into details because in certain cases positive one also works, but ideally I see as negative, plus minus operating, financing, and investing, right? Then I quickly see some ratios like P ratio to see if the stock is undervalued or overvalued, and I see debt to equity ratio, and I close with shareholding pattern. So a high promoter holding is a must in a stock, and it's a very good sign. And increasing promoter holding is amazing, and decreasing promoter holding, I see it as a warning signal. When the promoter of the company does not want to stay in a stock, that what makes you think that you want to stay in that stock, right? So these are some quick things that I see in the stock before buying or investing in any company.
Okay, so the flow is first industry analysis, then company analysis, and then valuation.
Yeah,
Right?
you can call that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It all goes hand in hand. I don't give any particular weightage to one or other. If there's equal weightage, but yeah, that's how things flow for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is the next big industry according to you, which is going to blast in near future, or you feel like it's very undervalued and it's going to go up, like, very much?
Right. So before I take any industries or any stock names, I would like to say subject to market risk. But yeah, what I believe and what my particular thinking and what I've been analyzing is that next big industry is the brokerage industry. So there are stocks like CDSL, there are stocks like Motilal Oswal, there are stocks like ICICI Securities, Angel Broking. So these particular stocks are gonna go amazingly well in the long run, and there are certain reasons behind it. Is that we all know that in this particular lockdown, record number of demat accounts have been opened. People are finally getting towards stock market, although we are still very way behind. Only 3.7% people in India invest in the stock market, as compared to 12% in China and more than 55% in the US. So what I'm seeing, that financial literacy is day by day increasing. People are getting attracted to mutual funds, thanks to the government for running so many campaigns and ads, and hiring brand ambassadors for making people believe that this is a safe investment, what we have been contrary to what we have been taught as a general population. So I believe that as more and more demat accounts will open, as more and more money will flow into these in our markets, these particular stocks, Motilal Oswal, Angel Broking, and you can just explore. There are around 50 or 40 stocks about brokerage, related to brokerage directly. CDSL, everyone is gonna benefit from that. So that is particular one industry and certain stocks that I'm very bullish about for in coming 5, 7, 8, 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything you would like to tell to youth audience about investing, stock market, or finances?
Sure. So first and foremost, don't be afraid of the stock market. Don't be afraid about anything you have heard about it. I'm pretty sure whatever you have heard it's wrong. Experiment yourself. I'm not asking you to directly put your money and just see if it's growing or not, but just learn about it. Just try to see what potential it has, what capabilities it has, and what exactly is the reality of it. Experiment for yourself. Second thing is that the earlier you begin, the better it is. And third thing is that it's not necessary that you be a commerce guy only, then only you can come in the stock market, or you have certain degree or course, then only you can come in the stock market. Every person should know to manage his or her money. Every person earns, and stock market is a place where you can actually save your money from getting rusted because of inflation. Instead of keeping your money in the bank accounts, I believe that you should put it into stocks, ETFs, and mutual funds. And be it it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, engineer, lawyer, whatever you are, you need to know about this, at least basics. I'm not asking you to become a day trader or something like that, but still financial literacy is a must, and it's high time that you learn it, and the earlier the better, I repeat.
Okay. So the people who don't know about stock market, should they invest in mutual fund or direct stock?
So for beginners, I would believe that mutual funds is the best place. You should enroll with a good fund manager. There are like tons of fund managers in every city present. Even I personally have two fund managers whom I've invested my money with, because see, their sole purpose, their whole profession is managing fund in the stock market. So you obviously cannot beat them. Their experience, their dynamism, you just cannot beat it. So for beginners, mutual funds are a great source of starting in the market. And once you start learning about it, once you're confident enough that yeah, I have a certain amount of analysis, and there are certain stocks on which you can rely. For example, I'll just say stock in for like Infosys or TCS. So you are a beginner and you have just learned about the basic things, how to do fundamental analysis, how to technical analysis. And when you come across certain stocks, then you can start with big names, blue chip companies. You
Yeah.
should not go for penny stocks in the beginning, obviously. So yeah, I would say mutual funds first, then you can directly go to ETFs, then you can jump to stocks.
All right. Like, where do you see yourself in next 10 years? Like by investing, people in big companies ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years? So where do you see yourself in next 10 years while investing into stock markets?
Honestly speaking, I'm not someone who has been in the stock market since 5 or 10 years. I'm myself a fresher. You can call me a fresher. So I'm also trying to have that particular patience to hold stocks, and it doesn't matter if the market is crashing. You need to be a good investor. You need to be a prudent investor, and you just need to hold those particular stocks and not book profits at an early stage. So I'm also learning that, and what I believe is that in next coming years, with time, I'll learn and I'll have that capacity and appetite to hold stocks, and I would see my portfolio. I hope I see my portfolio growing, and I guess that would be pretty much it. That even if I get my greatest inspiration have been Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett. So I've been reading a lot of books from them. Like I've read a total of 6-7 books written by these two people. So what I believe is that even in coming 10 years, I become just 1% of both of them, I would be successful in life, right? So yeah, that's where I see myself.
Like one book, like one of the best book you have ever read about stock markets, which would you would like to recommend to people?
So I would even instead go ahead and suggest 3 books. So about the stock market, first book, the top one would be Up on the Wall Street by Peter Lynch. It's my favorite book on the stock market. But still, if you're a beginner, you should start with Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It's the best book written on money. It's my personal favorite. It's the first book that, as I told you in the beginning in the video, that it was my spark, and I believe it will be your spark too. And the third book I would say is the Warren Buffett Way. It tells about the life journey of Warren Buffett, from where he started and what was the psychology behind it, and what exactly led to the making of the Warren Buffett. So that particular book, The Warren Buffett Way. So these 3 books would be like highly recommended, and I hope you read them.
And fourth one, book by Raj Abhisar.
Yeah. I obviously can't afford to, take my name among those particular big writers. I hope I can do that someday. But yeah, do read that book. It will surely help you as a beginner to, start picking stocks and how to learn the art.
So, where do you see future of India? Where is India heading? Like in probably 10 years or 20 years?
So what I believe is that India has a very good potential. It has a very amazing capability, and we all have been seeing since the reforms done 1991. The country has been unstoppable. There have been obviously downs, and there have been certain tough periods, inflation and everything, but still, country has been doing amazingly well. We have amazing businesses. The only thing that is stopping us, and the only thing standing in our way, is population, ever increasing population, illiteracy. And what I believe is that the government and even people on the personal level are trying to overcome this particular thing. People are getting more and more literate day by day, and the population is also being controlled, and the population is not increasing at that particular pace as it was increasing 10 years back. So I believe that this country has a lot of potential. The markets have a lot of potential. And recently, as in the words of Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, what he said in his recent interview was that this particular decade belongs to the Indian markets and belong to this country. And we are going to see an amazing growth, amazing opportunities coming to India. The world is coming to India. The funds are flowing, the monies are flowing, and everybody is having their eyes on India. So yeah, I'm very bullish on this country and I'm proud to be an Indian. Yeah.
So this is it for this video. Thank you for coming on our podcast. It was great. लोगों को सीखने मिला नहीं मिला, मुझे तो बहुत सीखने मिला. I learned a lot from you and I hope कि आप और भी बार आओ हमारे पॉडकास्ट पे, जैसे कि आपके पास कुछ अलग सी चीजें आ जाए, आपके पास कुछ अलग नॉलेज है, तो आप हमारे पॉडकास्ट पे वापस आओ और हमें और नई चीजें सिखाओ through your experiences. And do check out his Instagram, वो रोज नई रील्स बनाते हैं about finance. और even check out his book related to fundamental analysis. I hope आपका Instagram और आपकी लाइफ में जो भी आप गोल्स अचीव करना चाहते हो वो अचीव है.
Right. This was great. Thank you so much for having me. It was really fun. And I hope the audience also get to learn something from this. And yeah, as Aram said, do check out my Instagram page at @rajesh.abhisar on Instagram, and do check out my book. The link will be there. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And do subscribe to my channel and like
Yes,
this
please do
video.
subscribe to the channel. This person is exceptionally very talented at this particular age. I really admire this guy, and I hope to see you grow, buddy. And do subscribe his channel.
Thank you.
Thank you.